you let me know if you can hear me? Is that yes, you can hear me? Okay, you're muted. Hello, Mia.
Sorry. Yes,
That's
I
okay.
can hear you.
All right, great. Is it just us? Jen's taking a nap.
Oh, I guess it's just us then.
Okay.
Yeah, Dana is running.
Running. Yes, she's running in the area. All right, well, then, let's get started. Strap today. You'll want a strap. You of course you have a strap.
Yep.
All right. Let's start today. And how do you feel today? And do you have any requests?
I mean, I'm pretty sore everywhere, so we could do a little bit of everything. I had 3 aerial classes this week, and that's a lot for me.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be out of town, so I'm trying to make up some classes I'm missing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why don't we start in child's pose? Because child's pose is awesome. So bring your chest or your belly down onto your knees. Let the mat take the weight of your forehead and your forearms, and your elbows. Maybe think about protracting your shoulder blades away from each other, pushing a little bit with your elbows and forearms into the mat, and then releasing. Maybe taking in a deep breath, letting the belly get heavy, and letting more of your weight sink down towards your hips. And taking another deep inhale. And exhale. And seeing if you can completely release and relax the lower back. Letting the seat sink down towards the heels. Take your hands and spread your fingertips and push for a moment into your mat to get a good grip. And then use that to push your seat a little bit further towards your heels. Go ahead and release that and see if you've gotten any more room there, maybe some more space in the lower back with that. We have given access for the new cats to leave the basement because there was a demand for it. I was down there this morning and I heard some cat clawing or something very significantly at the basement door. It was so we let him out because he was adamant it was time. He hasn't, and so he explored the kitchen and he found his way into the garage. He explored the dining room and he rolled around some. He hasn't gone elsewhere. Him and Jackson have seen each other and there was not hissing, but we'll see if what there is when they actually get a chance to interact without supervision.
How many new cats do you have?
2.
Oh.
Yeah. One of them, they're Mikey and Freddie. And Mikey is the brave explorer, and Freddie is, I'm not sure what his current hiding spots all are. But he's got him and he's not coming out. Which is okay. There's no rush. All right, go ahead and walk your hands over towards the right side. Maybe your right hand comes off the mat. Maybe your left hand comes off the mat. Try to keep your hips heavy towards your heels and get a little relaxed stretch in the left side body. I was hoping Jen was going to join, but she was tired and she wanted to take a nap. So, and I can always appreciate someone who wants to take a nap.
It's a good time for a nap.
Great time for a nap. It's certainly a wonderful way to spend a couple hours on a holiday. All right, go ahead, walk your hands back to center. And then over towards the other side. Maybe the left hand, maybe both hands make their way off of the mat. Keep the hips heavy. And get some stretch, maybe in the right side body, maybe in the right shoulder. I think we're definitely going to look at doing some hip stretching, and we're going to look at doing some shoulder stretching.
That sounds great. This is like an active nap for me.
It is, isn't it? It's always. Sometimes I think it would be, doing stuff like this can certainly be very preparatory for taking a nap.
Well, I consider it active recovery.
It is. Maybe you just take a moment and focus on your breath, and you allow your breath to let your belly get heavy, and use that maybe to stretch out the right side body. In my case, you might be stretching whatever it is in the lower back or near the SI joint that is talking. I went climbing this morning before we went to. It was the last sort of family get together thing at my parents' house before they move. And then afterwards, I also went rock climbing for about half hour because it was on the way. And since it's always it's a commute now, I'm like, well, and you're nearby, I better go do it. But my body says that may have been a little much. I am constantly aware of not being the younger man that I was, and not being the healthier man that I was, or at least the less injured. All right, go ahead, walk your hands back to center. Take one more deep breath while you're in child's pose. And then roll yourself forward up to a tabletop, and then from your tabletop, we're not going to stay in tabletop. We're going to come all the way down to a prone position. Let your head fall over to one side. Again, release the lower back. Maybe you do that by slightly pushing the pelvis in towards the floor and then releasing. We'll take a couple of breaths here before we go up into a little bit of a back bend. Slide your hands and forearms a little bit forward and push it down into them to bring yourself up to a Sphinx position. Option to stay here like this, option to maybe take your hands and maybe interlace your fingers, and then let your chin come and rest down on top of your fingers. So I take it you're driving to South Carolina, right? In order to bring the majority of your stuff?
The majority of everything from my house has been shipped via
okay.
pods, but I have a lot of stuff here at Dana's house, and I'm trying to get rid of a lot of it still. But yes, I'm driving and taking Mia with me in my car. A little nervous about that. It's been a long time since she's done a long drive like that.
For sure. I don't know if you heard me yesterday. I was telling her that she's awfully dainty. She moves in a way with a certain sort of fragile grace.
That's pretty accurate. I would agree.
Has she always been like this, or is it a function of her age?
I think it's a little both. She's always been pretty like graceful and, dainty like that.
Go ahead, release your hands back down to the mat. Take your left hand, extend it out off the left side of the mat. Place your right hand underneath of your right shoulder, and then use your right hand to turn towards your left. Stretch out inside of the shoulder and the chest. I should have called for this before because I wanted taking the option to take a block and place that under the head if that is nicer for you. With a little pillow, or I know where you are. There's probably some pillow within about 4 or 5 feet. Also as an option.
I have my bolster and I have 2 blocks, but they're out of reach right now.
Oh no.
It's okay. On the next side, I will.
Call Mia.
She left. She was here.
We'll be here about another 20 seconds. I was going to say, I wonder where Jackson is, but we closed the bedroom door, which means for him to get here, he's got to go the long way, which he'll, if there was like a food incentive, he would absolutely do. But sometimes I think he's just like, whatever, that seems like a lot of work. And I know how he feels. I know very much how he feels. A lot of things feel like a lot of work. So sometimes, all right, go ahead and roll yourself over back to your belly. You know what we'll do before we go to the other side? Go ahead, pretend it's the snow, and make some yoga mat angels. Yoga mat angels. Make some yoga mat angels. And then take the right hand out to the right. Turn the head over towards, look towards the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Grab any sort of support you might want for your head before you.
Oh, I did. I got it.
Good. And then when you're ready, turn towards your right, push it maybe with your left hand into the left, bringing the left foot behind the right shin. Taking any support you want and placing that underneath of the head. Forgot what I was saying. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say, sometimes I'll be on the phone with like a doctor's office, and they'll want that right shoulder, and they'll want my insurance information, and I'm like, oh, it's like I got to go down 2 flights of stairs to get my wallet. Like, I'm sitting right here. I can log in. I can log into the insurance website, and they'll have my information. They'll have the card, and I can look it up. But to do it, first I gotta like put my information, and then they got to send me a security code on my phone.
Right.
And the whole thing it would definitely take less time for me to go downstairs, but I pretty much never go downstairs. And then I'm like, I get to the site and I'm like, wait, where do I go again to find it? Every time I'm like, nope, I'm not getting off my butt. And it's this dichotomy because I'm always looking for more exercise, because I'm always like, well, I could be doing more. I should be doing more. Sometimes I'm just like, I just do not feel getting up. I'm going to find any excuse to not have to.
Yeah. I don't know. I should know better. Like every time I call a doctor's office or something, I never have my insurance card ready. And I'm like, I should know better. I should know that they're gonna ask me for it, especially if I'm trying to book an appointment or it's like I'm always caught off guard by that. Like, oh crap, that's right. I wasn't prepared.
It's all right. I think that I don't know. I don't know. We just as difficult as you might find yourself to be, chances are that you're one of the less difficult people to deal with. It's funny. I find I am one of the. If I'm difficult, I'm being difficult because I think I know too much, not because I don't know what's going on. What was I being difficult?
Yeah, I'm pretty good on the phone. I used to work for a call center, so I understand.
You have an appreciation. Sure.
I'm pretty patient.
That can go a long way.
It can.
Go ahead. Move your head support or whatever you're doing out of the way. Roll your weight back onto your belly. Flip your head over, maybe towards the other side, or maybe you keep it face down. And go ahead, make yoga mat angels again. Maybe with just your arms, maybe with your legs also. It's kind of nice. Oh, I haven't done that. I don't think I've done that stretch in a little while. Go ahead, place your hands underneath of your shoulders and push up into a tabletop position. Tabletop position. And you know what, even? Yeah, you know, go ahead and from here, circle the hips. Circle the hips in the clockwise, maybe. It doesn't matter which way because you're going to go in the other direction. Go ahead and reverse direction. All right. And then let's try something slightly different here. Go ahead. You might need to, I don't know how much when I'm giving these instructions you're watching me on the device.
Oh, I'm watching you the whole time.
Okay. Go ahead and take your right knee forward towards between your hands and then move it back so that your knees are crossed. So this will almost like you would be, I mean, we're going to take right knee in front, cow face legs. Okay. And I'm guessing that you are able to get one knee without too much difficulty in front of the other. And if you can, see if you can get the feet. Maybe you flex the toes. Yeah, that's right. You flex the toes out. Ooh, that's okay. And move the feet towards as far off the mat as you'd like. Okay. And with your hands, start to sink your heels back towards, well, not your heels, excuse me, your seat back towards the mat behind you, reaching away with your hands on the mat.
This is very intense.
I found that recently I hadn't been very inspired about a lot of. I don't think that I'd done as much yoga as I'd been doing, and I hadn't found anything inspiring. And then about a week ago, I think that I did a class that I found a lot of inspiration in.
Which class?
It was a Peloton class. I've done it a couple times since.
Oh.
I mean, it's not, a lot of the time, the inspiration that I find for a yin type, for a class, like for these classes, isn't a yin class, it's something else. And
Oh,
I'm like, oh, well, this is interesting. And what could you do with it?
and you adapt it to a
Yeah,
yin style class.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not difficult to do them most of the time. I mean, there's certain things you can do to make certain things simpler. You can take a pose that's not strenuous and just hold it for longer. In this case, with the pose that we have now, go ahead and start to walk your hands again over towards the right. See if you can keep your hips grounded towards the mat behind you.
So are you sitting on the mat?
I am slightly touching the mat with my left hip. My right hip is not making it all the way down, although if you can, that's good. My right hip is actually sitting some on the back of my left shin.
Okay, I see.
I'm getting some stretch in my left hip, and I'm getting some stretch in my left lower back. We won't stay here too long. Of course, we'll take this on the other side, but before we take this on the other side, we'll do one more thing. With out of this base pose. Go ahead, walk your hands back to center. Roll yourself forward. Keep your legs in cow face pose, but cow face pose, tabletop. cow face legs tabletop. I want you to keep your arms straight here. All right, rather than allowing your elbows to bend, which we do sometimes, and with your legs in cow face pose, go ahead and start to drop your belly and bring your head up and take a cow pose. Cow face legs cow pose. Shining your chest forward, and again keeping your arms straight, focusing on trying to do this in the spine, pulling the tailbone up. And then go ahead, round the spine, push the tailbone forward, drop the head, push the mat away.
So this is cow face cat.
Cow face cat, yep. That's what he looks like. That's what Mikey looks like. He looks like the first foster that we had was one of the two of them. Go ahead, we'll take cow face cow. Again, keep your arms straight, drop your belly, pull your tailbone up, bring your chest forward. Was a cat who looks like a bit of a cow. Looks like has cow coloring, and then being a chunker is going to make said cat look more cow-like. All right, cow face cat. Round the spine.
True cat cow.
What's that?
He's a true cat cow.
He's a true cat cow, yeah. All right, and then one more time. Keeping the arms straight, dropping the belly, pulling the tailbone up, bringing the chest forward. Inhale. And then
I really feel this in my glute, like on my left.
exhale, push the ground away, round the spine, drop the head. You come back to neutral. Yeah, let's do it this way. Go ahead. Can you tuck your toes behind you?
Yes.
Bring your hands forward and push up into a crisscross downward facing dog.
Is this a thing?
Yeah, this is a thing.
Oh, wow.
Crisscross downward facing dog. Okay. Take the left leg, bring it around the front of the right leg and back over towards the left side. Crisscross your downward facing dog in the other way. Bring your knees down, this time cow facing legs, left knee, left leg in front. Make an adjustment to work your feet towards the sides of the mat and off the sides of the mat. And then walk your hands back, push into the mat, and sink your hips down. I keep telling myself I'm going to go swimming over at the pool over here, and I keep not doing it. And I don't know when they're going to close. I don't know if today's the last pool day. I'm hoping it's not.
Oh, usually public pools are Memorial Day to Labor Day.
That's
So
what I
maybe,
thought. It
oh,
might be. If it is, it is. Do you find that your strictness about safety for COVID has changed?
mine, no. I'm still pretty much like, I'm pretty cautious still.
I mean, it certainly looks like you're pretty cautious, and I'm trying to be pretty cautious, and I feel like people are changing things. One of the things, excuse me, at this point, I have to make mail adjustments that are
Okay.
that didn't come into play on the other side. So of course, always, if you need to make adjustments, go ahead. But the next thing for us to do from this position is going to be to walk the hands over towards the left side. Trying to keep the hips towards the mat.
I mean, I know because a lot of people have become very relaxed, but that hasn't changed like me.
I'm trying to, and I'm wondering, I'm trying to gather information on what seems like it's safe, even though what other people do isn't necessarily it doesn't necessarily speak to actual change in actual risk factors. What I need to decide is that I have a friend. I think I mentioned this. Yeah, I went for a choral like audition at Peabody, and they said, sure, you made it into this choir, and like the first rehearsal is Wednesday, like in 2 days. I wasn't like oh, all of a sudden there's a thing to do, and it's good. It's probably like 50 people on that roster, and I'm like, I'm not sure I'm ready for this. I'm not sure I'm ready to go to a thing where a bunch of people are singing, even if I'm masking.
Right. Yeah, that would make me nervous. I wouldn't, but that's me.
I'm like, maybe in a month with updated vaccines, but right now, I don't know.
I think they're already out. There's a new booster that's already
I know,
out.
yeah. Well, I mean, they got it, but you got to be able to get it. And so I
Right.
don't know where we are in the distribution for that. Go ahead, bring your hands back to center. Make your way back to cow face leg tabletop. And again, keeping your arms straight here. Go ahead, drop your belly, inhale, pull your tailbone up, your chest up. Oh my goodness, that's totally different. And exhale, drop the tailbone, drop the head around the spine, push away. I'm also find myself playing with like pushing my back knee into my front shin here. Right, go ahead, inhale, pull the tailbone up, keep the arms straight. Keep this cow spine in the spine. Keep the action in the spine. Bring the chest forward. Maybe even think about looking towards the ceiling. Exhale, drop the head around the spine. Push the mat away. And then one more time. Inhale. Bring the chest forward, tailbone up. Think about looking up. And exhale, round the spine. Push the mat away. All right. Come back to neutral. Walk your hands a little bit forward. Bring your toes back to the mat. Tuck them under. Make your way back up to crisscross downward facing dog. Take your left leg. No, excuse me. Take your right leg. Cross it. Uncross it. Put it on the right side of your mat. Walk your left leg over towards the left side of the mat. And then pedal out your feet. Okay. Take your right foot up. The three-legged dog. And then bring your right foot forward between your hands. Bring your left foot down. Your left knee down and tuck your toe. Let's see, how do we do this? I'm figuring this out here. Yeah. Let's this would be right, except that I'm facing the wrong direction. So excuse me, you stay where you are.
Okay.
Just be able to see me. All right. Turn your left leg, your left internally rotate, no. Externally rotate your left leg so that your left foot comes off the mat so that you can come up like you're coming into a modified warrior 2 or modified warrior 2 legs. And then maybe left hand on your left hip, right hand on your right thigh. Go ahead and controlled lower down in towards the right side, and then make your way back up.
Wow, this is really pretty awesome.
Go ahead.
I don't think I've ever done this, but this is great.
Good. Go ahead. Sink, not sink, because sink implies not control. So lower yourself down again towards the right. You can bring yourself back up. And then one more time, lower yourself down towards the right. Yeah, there's a little bit of a different quality in trying to get low here from the knees. And then bring yourself back up. All right. Let's see if I have this right. Right leg on top, which means, oh, no. It's obvious which one it is. It's obvious which one it is. Is your strap within reach? Please,
Yes.
I hope it is. Wonderful. Go ahead and grab your strap. Maybe you won't need the strap, but these days I do need the strap. Okay. So with your modified warrior 2 legs, you're going to take your right, you're going to take your right strap in the right hand if you need it. We're going to go for a bind option. If you don't want to go for a bind, you could take opposite elbows, or you can do what was it described to me? It was called a faux bind, where you make fists and you try to reach your fist like towards each other, and you can hold them in your back. But I'm going to recommend taking the strap. So right hand reaching down your back, left hand flips behind to reach up to grab the strap. Find a place where you are able to grip the strap. Use your head to push back into your forearm. And then again, lower down towards your right knee, and then come back up. One more time, lower down towards your right knee, and then come back up. And then lower down towards your right knee, come back up. And then, let's see, how do we do this? Is this even a thing? This is going to be slightly different because I tried to unify this. are you able to stand up into triangle legs here?
Yes.
Okay, great. Go ahead, stand up into triangle legs, and then yeah, triangle legs. And then with your bound arms, go ahead and take reverse warrior with your upper body and legs, or reverse triangle. Stretching out the right side body while you're holding that bind. And then inhale, come back to center. Bump your hips out towards the left. And then you're gonna, this is a different sort of balanced triangle, isn't it? Bringing the shoulders down towards the right, pulling the left hips back, pulling the left shoulder up and back. And at any time, if you'd like, releasing the bind with the arms and coming down into a regular triangle. And feeling free to keep the bind if you'd like. All right, if you haven't released the bind, go ahead and release the bind. Yeah, it's actually pretty good like that. Let's do it this way. Go ahead, take your hand, take your hands, frame your right foot, bring your left knee down to the mat. Option to have a block or blocks nearby, a support nearby. From this kneeling position, go ahead and slide your right foot over towards the left. We'll come down into a pigeon pose. So flexing the right foot, hands to the sides of the right leg, sliding the left knee back. Taking an inhale, getting nice and tall, reaching the seat for the mat and the head for the ceiling. Inhale. And then exhale. Go ahead, walk the hands forward. Maybe the elbows come down onto the mat. Maybe you have a support underneath your right hip if you haven't already. Maybe you have a support underneath of your head or underneath your chest. This will be the last thing that we do on this sequence for the right side. And then we'll take it. We will repeat on the other side. I find myself, I guess that's not the right. I was going to say I find myself slightly envious of Dana's running. I'm slightly envious, I guess, of the ability to run. I never enjoyed running particularly much, even when
She didn't either.
Yeah,
So
she
it's
learned
not,
to like it.
yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of running.
I've always hated running. I don't. I never understood the ability for people to put themselves through that.
Well, I also had asthma as a child growing up, so it was always very difficult for me to run or do anything like that.
I would remember there'd be those cramp-like feelings that I'd get from running.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding is it's not cramps, it's something else. I don't remember what the term is, what was going on with that. Never enjoyed running distance. Now I just think about the slight pains that come with it. That it's not even necessarily the pain from the pounding, although that's there too. It's just the pain, I think, from the body getting tired of doing an exercise, and that that incurring like just slight tension that any existing injury starts to feel.
Oh, yeah.
Right, option here if you'd like to start to orient your body over your right thigh. Turn over towards the right side.
So I have a coworker who used to run 19 miles a day for many years, and now he's gotten 2 knee surgeries because of all of that running for so long.
Sure, yeah. I was just reading some article about some new cartilage replacement thing they got.
Oh,
It also reminds me of, I'll tell this story before we move on. I found myself thinking about my grandfather, my mother's father, and he'd like to, I remember once or twice he'd talk about research that he said he'd read about the use of like chicken fat to fix cartilage issues in knees because he had got to have bad knees, and I guess he was hopeful that there'd be a fix for it. And that was he didn't live much longer beyond that. And I find myself thinking about maybe there'll be this thing in the future to fix my stuff, and I'm
just
just
replace everything.
yeah, just all comes full circle. I have to be accepting of the state that we're in, and recognizing that we will never be new again. All right, go ahead. Place your hands on the mat. Pull yourself. Pull your chest back up carefully out of your pigeon position. Sliding your right leg back. Coming into a tabletop, we'll take hip circles with that right leg. Moving the knee and foot back and then to the right, down, back, to the right, down. One more time, back and to the right, and down. Reverse that. Out to the right, back, down, right, back, down. One more time, to the right, back, down. Head, the hips, chest left to right, left, right. And then let's see, you would be facing that way. So the way for us to get back to where we would want to get to is first I turn around, second, tuck our toes up behind us, we push up into downward facing dog. Again, taking the opportunity here to pedal out the feet. Then kicking up the left foot, three-legged dog. And then bringing the left foot forward in between the hands, bringing the right knee down, shifting the right foot off of the left side of the mat, and coming up into our modified warrior 2.
Andrew, do you want your heel and your knee to be in line?
Yeah, I think you do.
Okay.
I mean, if it's not comfortable for you, but that's really what
No,
that's
it
really
is.
what I think we're going for.
Yeah, it is. I was just wondering.
And we're thinking about keeping the external rotation in the left thigh and knee, placing the right hand on the outside of the right waist or hip, left hand top of the left thigh, and then lowering down towards the left, bending the left knee, coming back up, bending down towards the left. Coming back up. One more time, bending down to that left knee. We can hang out here for a moment because this is kind of nice.
So I know you said that we'll never be new again, but there is something to be said about taking care of our bodies. And
For sure.
I saw a YouTube video today of this 91-year-old gymnast, and she
Oh,
was
wow.
amazing. Like,
Really? Wow.
she was doing like planches and like all kinds of like crazy things on the parallel bars. I was like, oh my God.
91. Wow.
Yeah, 91. And she started gymnastics when she was 57.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I mean, she was always athletic. She did something else before gymnastics, but she took up gymnastics when she was 57. So
All
it's
right.
never too late.
Never too late, then, for sure. Go ahead, bring yourself back up to a right angle in that left knee. How did we do this before? I think we did it by taking our strap from this position, taking the strap in the left hand, taking the right hand behind, reaching for the strap. Oh my goodness. Reaching for the strap. Hey, there it is. There it is. Getting the wrong part of the strap. Finding where you want to be here. Working your way up the strap with your hands. Not sinking, not bending. Oh, hello, sir. Did you come for, you can come hang out with us? Come on to camera. Come here. He's got that tail working. All right, trying to get.
That's so funny because Mia just came over too.
Oh, really?
She just
You two say hi to each other. Oh, here he comes. Wait a minute. You might see some tail.
Oh my God,
There he
hi
is.
Jackson.
Hey, buddy, you're gonna just be up? All right, wonderful. All right, go ahead, push the back of the head into the forearm. Get proud and strong in the front of the chest. And then, do you recall if we went right into, I think this is the part where we went into triangle. I don't recall if there was some small directive before there.
I thought we went, like, we lowered a few times.
Ah, yes, you're right, we did. Okay, so yes, that's absolutely correct. So go ahead, lower down into that left knee. Thought there was something else there. And then back up. Yeah, just some more dynamic movements, bending into that left knee. And coming up. Where are you going? That was quick. He's going around sniffing things.
So does that mean he took the long way?
He must have, because I don't know. I think he knows how to open the door, and I don't think Jen got up. So he must have gone the long way. He's got a big package coming today because his cat food came. I gave him. I think I told that at last night dinner, right? That there was the food and he wouldn't eat. He's got the one food, the fancy feast that he eats, and we were out of it. So I put out this fancy feast beef something. It's not his salmon pate, and he looked at it and he was like, "I'm not eating that." But it was gone in the morning, and the other cats were locked in the basement. So I put out more this morning, and he didn't eat it. So I gave that to the other cats. There'll be some more. The Amazon is doing better than their original projection. They said it'd be here Wednesday, but it's good said then it'll be here today, which means Mr. Jackson will get the dinner that he expects, which is good for him, but not necessarily as good for. I would like to experiment with more foods, but I don't need him to get nervous about things. Okay, work your way up to standing triangle legs. Go ahead with your arms, take a reverse triangle. Oh my goodness. Oh, that whole right, whatever it is of my body is a mess. Take one more inhale here. Then exhale, come back up to neutral. Bump the right hip to the right. Make your way towards triangle pose here, pulling the right shoulder up and back. reaching out with the crown of the left head. Whenever you're ready, releasing the bind. Keeping it for as long as you like.
So, Andrew, do you take rest days?
Not exactly. I try to rotate what it is that I am, what I am, what is getting work. And if I am in a position where I feel like I have overdone it, then a rest day comes in. So it is rare that I take a day where I don't try to make some sort of progress on something. Now that may mean that I am doing nothing more than some light yoga.
Right, that's what I call active rest.
Yeah.
Or active recovery.
All right, go ahead, work. Oh, that's what we did. I was going to say work your way back up. Go ahead, work your way back up, bend into your left knee, bring your hands down to frame your left foot, bring your right knee down, untuck your right toes, shimmy your left foot over towards the right side of your mat, bringing the shin down. Start to slide the right knee back, putting any props wherever you want. Oh, my prop, you're all the way over there. Jackson, come be useful. There. Inhale, get nice and tall. Think about reaching the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Maybe think about pushing the front of the right thigh or the right knee forwards into the mat. And then you can release that if you'd like. Go ahead, start to walk the hands, arms forward. I presume you are aware of your rest days and a proponent of taking them.
I don't have a very regimented fitness routine right now, but I try to at least incorporate a few minutes of recovery or physical therapy things like every day, just for maintenance.
For me, it can be difficult to continue to be conscious of needing to do those things and to schedule them. Like back 3-4 years ago, when I was regularly going to gym classes, and I would let the scheduling that was available there drive a lot of what I did. So if hopefully there would be the appropriate recovery, like yoga classes, that would be available. There would also at Earth Treks, they had a class that they would call prehab rehab, which would have certain sorts of like physical therapy, I guess, like exercises in there, because they're very cognizant of things that are easy to frequently injure doing that sort of stuff. So there's always a lot of shoulder work and there's probably shoulder work more than anything else, where they're just trying to make sure that you've got good mobility and that you've got that you're working some of the things that you might not usually get to see. Or in the case of also being in the climbing gym, they always wanted to make sure that they were giving you some push exercises, because if all you do is climb, you get a limited amount of push work.
Oh, absolutely. I'm using my bolster right now as my support, and Mia just jumped up onto the end of it. So now we are face to face.
Oh, that's so cute. They know, and they know what they're doing.
Oh, now she's on my back. Feel her tail tickling my ear.
She's definitely definitely yeah, she's definitely more graceful than mine is. Oh, he's such a all right, go ahead. Place your hands on the mat. Bring your torso up. Slide your left leg back. Make your way to the tabletop. Take some of those.
I have a
Take some of
cow.
those.
I can't get up.
Oh no,
Mia, you have to jump.
Mia! I mean, can you make your way? Oh, hello, sir. He heard the cat. You gonna come hang out? Can you? She's still on there, isn't she?
Yeah.
You could do that. That's fine. All right. Consider this. It's definitely. It's funny. Go ahead and take some of those hip circles with the left leg. It reminds me of there was an Earth Treks class. They brought it back. They at what it was called animal movement, and one of the things that they would do is they would have us like crawl across the room, and they if you were good at crawling across the room, they put a tennis ball on your back
Oh,
and see if you could do it.
I know
Yep.
exactly what that is.
Yep.
Doing bear crawls with
Yep.
the. I've done those. They're hard.
Yeah, they are hard. There's a ball. It's a yoga block, depending on the side that's on, is potentially doable, but a ball can be very difficult. So she's still in there, isn't she?
Yep.
Great. That's great. Jackson, you'd never do that sort of thing. But that's not true. That's not true, because he wouldn't do it while I'm practicing yoga, but he will absolutely, if I am in bed, he'll get the idea for whatever reason to sit on me, and he'll like walk up to me and he'll start like pawing, like trying to decide, is it stable enough to on my leg? And until he's like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna sit on you.
Yeah, she crawls all over me.
Well, here's what we're gonna do. Since she's there, and I'm not inclined to interrupt her, do you think you can make your way down to a child's pose with her on you?
Probably, yes.
All right, go ahead and see if you can very carefully make your way down. Sink your hips down towards your heels without disturbing Mia.
Jumped off.
You jumped off? Okay. Well. Oh well.
That was a pretty long stretch though.
All right. Okay. We've got two more things we're going to do here, or one more thing, and we got two sides, so one might count that as two things. Go ahead and wait. We did that. No, I think we're okay. Go ahead, tuck your toes under, and make your way up to a downward facing dog.
Wow, my hips already feel so much better.
Great. Very glad to hear. All right. I want you to pick up your right foot, bring your knee in a little bit towards your nose, and then cross your right foot in front of your left foot so that you are in a, did I do this right? I totally did this wrong. So that you are in, never mind what I just said. Was there a thing? Oh, no, that's absolutely correct. You're crossing your right foot so that it is in front of your left foot to the left of your left foot for a crisscross downward facing dog towards the left side. And you're going to pick up your left foot and you're going to cross that back in front of your right foot. And you're going to bring your left foot, cross that in front of your right foot. Your left knee is going to come down below your belly button. And we're setting up for cow face legs one more time. Bring your right knee behind your left knee down on the ground. Go ahead and sit back onto your seat, onto your hips. Turn to orient towards you. Is your strap still nearby?
Right here.
Okay. Go ahead. On this side, we're going to go left side first because we're left side on top. Go ahead. Take your You coming back, dude? Go ahead, take your strap in your left hand. And we're gonna go for the bind this time. Left hand on top, right hand behind and underneath. Don't knock the phone over. He is right next. He is sniffing the phone. Don't knock it over. Oh. He's gonna set up right there. Don't knock it over. No hour rubbing the phone. It's a busy phone, Jackson. All right, go ahead.
His face,
Go.
I think I saw his chin. I saw his
Yeah,
neck.
that was his chin. That was his chin. Oh, he's stepping over top of it. Don't knock anything over. Don't knock anything over. Okay. So now that you've got your bind with your arms, if you do again, pushing the back of the head into the front of the left forearm. And if it's comfortable for you, option to start to lean forward and fold over your legs. Trying to keep both of your hips grounded on the mat. Take one more breath here. Come on up if you folded over. Release your arms. Back to the side. Keep your legs as they are. Take your arms, reach them out to the sides. You're going to, see if I got this right. Internally rotate your left arm so that your left thumb points down, forward and down. And you're going to do the opposite with your right hand. You're going to externally rotate. Right, yeah. Externally rotate your right hand so that your right thumb faces towards the back. And then you're going to switch. So left thumb rotates back, right thumb rotates forward. You're going to go back and forth with your arms here, sort of to reset those shoulders. Okay, go ahead. Take your hands. Let's see if we got this right. Take your hands, place them on the mat. Yeah, I think that this is doable. I think that this works from here. Take your hands, start to walk your hands over towards the right, almost like you're going to frame your left foot, but you can actually take it beyond that and start to untwist yourself, turning on your right knee and turning your, yeah, we're going to just do it the slick way. Continuing to walk your hands over. Is this going to work? Taking your left knee and placing it behind your right knee now, and coming down to cow face legs on the other side. Trying to decide if that was the appropriate instruction or if the better thing would have been to go back to downward facing dog and do the crisscross thing there. You be careful, you're on that wire and that is a busy wire. He's very sure of himself. Okay. Take an inhale, reach up through the crown of the head, grab your strap in the right hand, reach behind the back with the left hand. Do you have this bind without the strap?
I don't think so. No, I don't. My shoulders are too tight. I used to.
That's where I am. I used to. I don't know where it went. I definitely had it on one side. I got pictures. I got pictures and it's gone. I'm like, I've done shoulder work and I haven't been doing the yoga. Jackson, you're totally going to knock the phone off. All right, let's see. All right. All right. Pushing the back of the head into the right forearm. Inhale, getting tall. And then option, if you'd like, as you exhale, you can lean forward over the legs. Maybe the head comes down onto the knees. I find myself all of a sudden, I'm like, I kind of like the set of exercise, the set of poses from today. And I'm like, glad, okay, great. It's going to be on Zoom, which means that I'm going to have the recording. And I'm like, there's a couple of times where we did the Google Hangout ones because I wasn't able to get the Zoom ready. And those are well, unless Google's recording everything in the background, those are lost to the universe.
Correct. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would consider this completely yin. This is like
It's not.
fusion.
Oh, this is definitely not completely yin. It is. It could be. It can be yin if you leave out all this strap shoulder work. But
I'm not upset about it. It was just an observation.
Yeah. It was definitely not yin. I find myself, what is it? I've been interested in this sort of work recently, and I feel like you're probably amenable to it. This is not necessarily the sort of thing that people who are coming looking for pure relaxation might appreciate, particularly if they don't have much experience doing this sort of thing. It could certainly be a little bit uncomfortable. Go ahead.
I'm always open to any kind of yoga experimentation.
Go ahead. Unfold if you are folded. Release your arms, release the strap. Reach your arms out to the side. How do we do this? Left thumb points backwards, right thumb forward and down. Hello, sir. Yeah, you're talking? I like that. All right. And then left thumb forward, right thumb up.
Does he talk to you?
He does.
Or
Sometimes, not always, but yeah. Sometimes.
Like if you talk to him, will he like make a sound back, like as acknowledgement?
It depends on what sort of a mood he's in. If I talk to him right now, for whatever reason, I know he's not going to talk back. But there are definitely times when he's in the talkative mood. There are times when he just walks into the room talking, and it's like he wants to talk to you, or he's got something to say. And if you talk to him, he'll respond. Right,
Aww.
Sir? Jackson? Yeah, I know you're not in a talkative mood. Go ahead, release your arms down. Place your hands in front of you, and then over towards your left. Unwind your legs. And bring them back to a tabletop. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I'm like, unwind your legs, or don't even have to necessarily unwind your legs. You just sit back onto your seat and then unwind your legs. Make your way to your back. How are you on time?
I've got some time.
Okay, well, in that case, because this is pretty awesome, go ahead and grab your strap, because this is always great, right? Go ahead, grab your strap, place it around the ball of your foot. Find yourself hamstring and calf stretch. Maybe you walk your hands up your strap. Maybe you keep a slight bend in your right knee. Maybe you play around with bending your elbows, straightening them a little bit. You know, if my right foot goes out to the right side, it might get you. I wonder if he's looking at me like, do you know what time it is? Because I know it's 45 minutes till Fancy Feast o'clock.
Fancy Feast o'clock.
Go ahead, take both sides of the strap in. Did you have your right leg up? Are you right leg or left leg?
Who, me? Oh, right. I have my right leg up. Left leg up.
Good. Oh, you have your left leg up. Okay, so go ahead and place. I've got the right leg, so go ahead, place both sides of the strap in the same hand corresponding to the leg that you have up. Place the opposite hand on the pelvis. Hold it down and then open up towards the side of the leg that the strap is holding. And he's gone. He's telling me that his package was.
It's been a while since he's come out during yoga.
Yeah, I suppose it has. He comes up here. He's got his things. Earlier while I was gone and the other cat was out, Jen says that he was like letting her know. He showed up and was talkative, like, do you know there's another cat here that's been let out? Yes, Jackson, we know. Go ahead, take that leg over towards the other side, switch the strap to the other hand, reach the free hand out towards the opposite side of the foot while the foot is across the body.
Tell me again, is Jackson territorial?
No, I suppose. He certainly has. He never demonstrates any sort of aggression that is going to defend his territory. Nothing more than hissing if he sees one of them. But he's never actually defended his territory. So no.
So he's also not much of an alpha male.
Oh gosh, no. He is. No, he is. Yeah, he is a pure beta. That's he pretends. He likes to pretend, but he knows who he is, and that's a cat who isn't willing to back anything up. That's not good. Mostly not willing to back anything up. There was one time. I mean, he's not actually doing anything wrong with the other cats, but I remember a time we had this cat Boris, and the two of them got into one of those fights where like they're both on their hind legs and they're like swatting at each other.
Right.
But it's that's I'm not sure that's alpha cat behavior. Go ahead, bring the leg back to center.
Is that considered fighting, or is that like playing? I wasn't sure.
I don't know. Like it's not. I mean, it wasn't fully good natured, but it was. Yes, it wasn't super serious. Bend that knee. Place the arms around the shin and squeeze the thigh into the body. Sometimes I get offended when he leaves. You didn't want to hang out anymore, huh? You had important other things to do.
You do know that cats lose interest in things very quickly.
What else is he going to do? Go stare at a wall somewhere? I mean, I guess he's got a couple windows he can look at. Release that leg and let it go long. Take the other leg, bend the knee, place the strap around the ball of the foot, and reach that foot up towards the ceiling. Each side of the strap in one hand. Maybe again, the knee slightly bent, maybe bending the elbows. Pull that leg in a little bit more.
You never know. You might have a busy schedule, things to do, people to see.
I mean, he might. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think. They do have things. Like there's definitely he definitely will go through periods, and my Mia definitely had periods also where there was definitely prime window watching time. Maybe with your strap leg, play around straightening and bending that knee a little bit. Pushing through the heel. And it's fine, he can do what he wants. Although I thought I just heard him. You coming back? Definitely. Well, I guess it could be Jen got up. He can be easy to hear coming because well, no, Jen is up because that is talking and not the sound of not the clip clop of claws on a hardwood floor. So you can hear that boy coming because he doesn't know how to retract his claws, and the hard force give him away.
Oh,
All right, both sides of the strap in the hand on the same side as strapped foot. Go ahead, place the other hand on top of the pelvis and open up the leg out to the side. It's the end of a Labor Day weekend. I went to Earth Trextimonium this morning. They already have decorated for Halloween. They're already ready. They're ready. They're like, all right, we're
wow.
doing it. Yeah, I know. It's like it's what it's probably like 7 or 8 weeks away. They're already there's spiders and webs. Like, okay, sure, why not?
Wow. That means it's almost winter.
Yeah. Oh, cool. All right, go ahead. Bring that leg back up to center. Switch the straps over to the other side. Bring the leg across. Opposite hand reaches out. Maybe again, you play around with straightening, bending the knee, looking over the shoulder at the hand. Ooh. All right, go ahead. Bring that leg back to center. And the knee. Unhook the strap. Place the strap off to the side. It served us well today. This is the most we've used the strap probably in quite a while. Hug your arms around that shin. Take your other leg and also bend that leg so that you can place your arms around both shins. Bring your head up, become like a little ball. Rock left and right. Reach for the outsides of your feet. Let your head fall back down. Open up to a happy baby. And maybe you want to rock left and right. Feel free to take any other poses you'd like here, but if you're ready, release the feet down to the mat. Let them go long, let the toes fall out to the sides. Hands, the arms relax on the mat, the hands open up with the fingers pointing towards the ceiling. You'd like relax the eyes, maybe close the eyes. You are welcome to stay where you are. Time, desire to continue in this restful position. If you're ready to continue on breathing, you hear something calling to you. Begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, circle your wrists, your ankles. Maybe let your head fall off to the left, fall to the right. See if any cats have shown up in your vicinity while you were Shavasana-ing. Roll over onto one side. That's very cute, Jackson. You've rolled over onto one side.
Oh,
He's doing it with the paws on. Make yourself up. Make your way up to any comfortable seated position. Jackson, you can stay there. I don't know if you can see. I can't tell from here. He's right here and he's going. He knows because they know. They know. You know, right, sir? He's like, I know. I'm cute. I want my fancy feast, and I can't believe you're gonna make me deal with other cats. All right. So, well, thank you for joining today. Thank you for being part of the inspiration for today's practice. Maria, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you so much. Oh, hi.
You're talking now? You gonna say hi?
Hi, Jackson. Hi. This is like the most I've ever seen him. Oh, hello. He's so cute. All right. Have a good night, Andrew.
You too, Maria. Bye.
Bye.